At 19:30 Moscow time, the evening of September 21st, 2025, at Putin's luxurious Crimean guest house, a special event is underway for Russia's elite.
Sandman watches their projections. Their crazy ideas about war will be turned into a pile of rubble on the table by Ukraine.
Move with
miles out, a 16-foot phantom is slicing through the Black Sea.
Mine is buried
this is the Magura V5, a Ukrainian drone boat.
Once they are set,
its fiberglass hull is designed to slip through the waves like a shark, almost completely invisible to radar.
Tucked inside are 6 trapped right under the unblinking eye of an Orlan.
Think of them as 13-inch guided missiles, each carrying a 1.5-pound shaped
charge.
Every second they stay still, their body heat climbs into a superheated jet of metal moving fast enough to punch through concrete and steel as if it were
precisely
paper.
why Lieutenant Sandman
is now closing on its target, the 40 Sanatorium.
This is the
private playground where Russia's war criminals come to plow through the sand, nestled next to 4 slowing its charge to a crawl,
where the FSB draws up their next
joint,
wave of
source of its
plans.
all-terrain
Taking
strength
this place out
turning
isn't just about embarrassment.
15-second ordeal.
This is about ripping the eyes out of their war machine and securing Ukraine's vital grain corridor.
Message to
at 19:31,
Krasuka is a blinding
3 miles from the coast. The Magura, however, is that it's a sledgehammer. Doors open and one by one 6 silent shapes slip into the Black Sea.
The system
provides multiple targets eliminated laser guidance lock, then melts back into the shadows. Its mission now over the water also served as a massive.
The 6 OSA drones accelerate instantly, hitting 60 miles per hour as they skim the surface low enough to taste the salt spray.
2 Mi 28
they are not
Havoc
flying
in
a straight stupid line. They are executing a tactic born from desperation and genius, a strategy developed by Ukraine's UR intelligence service called the Ghost Chain.
The lead drone suddenly spits out a cloud of what looks like metallic radar's line of sight. 500 strips of aluminum chaff.
That seems
to a Russian
enough.
radar
the problem
operator,
is
the cloud is a nightmare, a blizzard of hundreds of false
Russia's
targets.
Krasuka 4 electronic warfare
the other 5 drones tuck in directly behind this wall of electronic noise. They hug the base of the forest cliffs, flying in the radar shadow of the rock itself.
The drones aren't relying
to clear
on
a Russian patrol boat ahead, they pop up for exactly 2.7 seconds, exposing themselves for just 12 feet before vanishing back into the dark
across a wide
At 1932 local time, the physical
world
world fights back.
Whack-a-mole game
a brutal
20-knot
wind gust slams into the swarm
every second,
and it hits
the
drone
Russians
number 3 the hardest. The one drone with the corroded antenna.
So Ukraine
suddenly the 2.3-degree targeting error is no longer a future problem.
The operator,
it's a flight stability nightmare.
Autonomous
the drone
AI
is bucking like a wild horse. Its AI struggling to compensate.
The operator
hundreds of miles away in a concrete bunker deep beneath Odessa,
an
operator watches his screen flicker. His hands are slick with sweat as he fights the controls, trying to manually tame a 13-inch machine being battered by a storm, all while flying blind behind a wall of chaff. The entire mission now balances on his fingertips. On the shoreline, a Russian Spetsnaz operator is sweeping the cliffs, peering through a $10,000 thermoscope. He's looking for a flicker of heat, a ghost in the dark. It's a boring routine patrol until it is. At 19:27 local time, his scope flares up. A single signature moving fast on the target. He raises his specialized drone gun, a weapon that fires a focused beam of electromagnetic energy. Miles out, the decoy drone's electronics are fried.
His system
it erupts in a shower of sparks and plunges into the sea.
He follows protocol, trying to get a lock on the ghost.
As he radios in his victory, he has no idea that the real swarm, the 5 invisible assassins, are slithering past him in the darkness below the cliff line. He just won a battle against a ghost, but his radio call awakens the real monsters. 30 seconds later, the radar screen at a Panzer S1 battery near Yalta lights up like a Christmas tree. The operators don't see 5 small drones. They see what the chaff cloud was designed to show them, a single massive signature moving at 60 miles per hour. The system's computer screams one word: enemy.
His multi-million-dollar thermal imager
$20 million air defense system locks onto the fighter jet's engine. A multi-million-dollar surface-to-air missile ignites, accelerating to Mach 3 in seconds, racing to intercept the threat. In the bunker in Odessa, the Ukrainian operator watches the missile track on the screen and smirks.
Yet out in the darkness,
Go ahead,
3 intelligent bullets are now
Waste
less
your
than
money.
a mile away.
The missile impacts the cloud with devastating force, vaporizing the aluminum strips in a flash of light. The Russians think they just scored a direct hit. In reality, they just punched a hole in the air. They just declared war on a shadow. And while all eyes are on the Phantom, they just killed the Magura V5, now 10 miles offshore, plays its final card. It begins broadcasting a fake electronic signature mimicking a much larger larger vessel.
He gets an immediate target
On the
lock.
screen of a Russian
With a flick
patrol
of a switch,
boat, a new
two
priority
57
target has
E6
just
missiles
appeared,
rocket
drawing them
off the
further
rails
out to sea
$250,000
and clearing the
of
final
Russian
path
fury
for the
screaming
swarm.
into the fog.
The trap has been
Seconds
perfectly
later,
set.
two bright
At
flashes on the thermal
1928
imager.
local time,
Targets
the sirens
destroyed.
across Sevastopol
The system
screamed the
reports.
lights. A surge
From an
of
airfield
adrenaline
just
and pride
miles
hits
away,
him.
an
But he didn't
Su-30
destroy two
fighter jet
Bayraktars. He
rockets
just
into the
vaporized
sky, its
anti-air.
afterburners tearing a
This
hole in
is
the
the
night.
core
It's
of
a
the
Mach
whisper sting
1.9
tactic,
beast, a
and it's
$50 million
brilliantly
predator
devious.
built for one purpose:
High
to kill
above the
anything that
battlefield,
flies.
the consequence.
So how can a
A
handful
fireball
of
that
that massive
plywood
a release of
drones
that much thermal
possibly
energy doesn't
survive
go
by
unnoticed?
refusing to play
Far
its
to the
game.
north, a radar
The swarm
system that was
executes its
previously
next
dormant
command and
instantly
splits
detects
apart.
the bloom of heat.
Two drones
At
drop even lower,
0-55
becoming nearly
hours.
invisible
Fireball
in the
from
sea clutter.
Vityaz's demise
The other
is a
three
massive
climb to 200
1,400-degree
feet.
beacon in the
Suddenly,
night.
the Russian pilot
10
isn't
miles to
hunting
the
one
north,
target.
the
He's trying to
9S-36
solve an
radar dish
impossible
of a Russian
geometry
Tor
problem
M2
with
air
threats at
defense
multiple
system snaps to
altitudes, all
turn and
maneuvering
chase the
towards a
Phantom
no-fire
motor
zone. They race
dangerously
directly
close
over
to
the final
supposedly
mine.
civilian
A
Dachas.
massive
You
explosion
can't
flips
engage
the
them
lead
all.
boat. Its hunt
Frustrated,
ending in a
the Russians
fireball.
unleash their
The
digital
Vikings
hammer.
towed silently
A
beneath the
5-mile
waves
wide
have
blanket of
vanished.
electronic warfare
Zero
descends an
losses.
invisible
From his
hurricane of
bunker,
radio
Sandman
energy
watches the
powerful enough
last
to
enemy
deafen any
icon
machine.
disappear.
The operators in
zoom out and
Odessa
look at
watch
the
their
scoreboard.
control links fill with
Russia has a
static.
graveyard on their
For a
prized
moment,
bit
the
of
drones
land,
are on their own.
But the
A
OSA's
single
AI
1-pound
simply ignores it.
VG-7
It's like a
V
teenager
warhead
putting on
connects.
noise-cancelling
The
headphones
Havoc
to tune
lurches
out their
violently,
parent.
its
The
tail
system
spinning
no
out of
longer
control
needs
as it
GPS.
fights to stay
Its internal
airborne.
gyroscopes
Its
feel
partner,
every
seeing
turn,
its
every
wingman
dip,
crippled
every
and now facing a
acceleration.
swarm of
It's now
invisible enemies
navigating
breaks
by
off the
instinct
attack
with
and
98%
At
accuracy.
03:01
You can jam the
a.m.
sky, but you
The
can't jam
Vikings
the
just
laws
won a
of
dogfight
physics.
they should never
However,
have
the
survived.
fight isn't just in the
But
air.
now every
On the
censored
ground, the
missile is
Spetsnaz
incredibly
teams are
stable.
waiting.
You
They
can
drop
deploy
it, hit it,
kinetic
even
nets
set
and
it on
open
fire,
fire
and it
with
will
thermal
just
guided
burn.
machine guns.
The one thing
Stream
it
of
cannot
traces
handle,
connects.
however, is the
One of the OSA
catastrophic
drones
shock and
disappears in a
pressure
flash
from a
of
shaped
fire,
charge
brilliant
detonation.
momentary
The jet
firework
of
against the
molten
dark
copper
cliffs.
acts like a
One down,
hypervelocity
4 to go.
syringe,
In the
injecting
Odessa bunker,
devastating
the
energy
operator wipes
directly
sweat
into the
from his
propellant
brow.
grain.
His
The
screen
stable fuel
flashes the
doesn't
most
just
important
burn,
number
it
of the night, 20
sympathetically
seconds to target.
detonates.
He grips the controls.
A chemical
Hold
reaction
steady,
designed to last
he
15
breathes.
seconds is
Just
compressed
hold
into less than
steady.
a second.
Russia has a
The first
cheetah,
missile
Ukraine has a
explodes
fox.
inside the truck,
And
instantly
in a game of
vaporizing
hide and
the
seek,
vehicle
the
and the
fox
crew.
always has the advantage.
Pressure wave hits
the
the
Russian
second missile
defense
next to
network
it.
is in a
It
frenzy.
too detonates.
They are throwing millions of
third and the
dollars of
fourth.
ammunition at the
It's a chain
sky, hunting
reaction
for the
of
last 4
unimaginable
drones.
violence.
It
In
seems like a
1.3
losing fight for the
seconds,
swarm
8,000
until
pounds of
Ukraine
solid
plays its
rocket
ace.
fuel erupts
At
into a massive
1929 local
fireball,
time, one of the
scorching the
OSA
area
drones
at
completely
5,000
changes its
degrees
electronic
Fahrenheit.
signature.
At
It stops looking like a threat.
04:01:05
Instead,
a.m.,
it starts
high above
screaming
the
the
Lelica
IFF
100's
identification
camera has to
code of a
automatically
civilian
adjust its
passenger
exposure to
plane,
avoid
and its
being
flight
lighted out
path
by
now
the sheer
seems to be
intensity
taking
of
it
the
on a
blast.
collision course
The
with a
other
local
Russian trucks
school.
which thought
It's a
they were
bluff,
escaping
a
are now
work of
peppered with
digital
burning
genius,
shrapnel from
and it
their own
puts the
system
Russian
missiles.
commanders
Now
in
let's
an
do the math,
impossible
'cause this is
position.
the beautiful
Do they
part.
fire and
Ukraine
risk an
expended one
international
Wild
incident
Hornet,
by
which,
shooting
including
down a
its share of the
passenger
mission
plane
cost,
over a
is
school,
probably around
or do they hesitate?
$15,000.
That
Russia
hesitation is
lost
all
one
Ukraine
transport
needs.
truck, its
On the
crew,
radar
and 4
screens in
S-400
Sevastopol,
missiles valued at
confusion
$8
turns to
million.
panic. Conflicting
That's a
orders are
return on
shouted. The
investment of
entire
over
air defense system from the $1 billion
53,000%.
S-400
Not even
to
the
the
best Wall
Spetsnaz
Street
soldier
hedge
with his
fund could give you
rifle
a payday
freezes
like
for a
that.
few critical
The strategic
seconds.
fallout is
They
immediate.
are so focused on
The
the Phantom
S-400
civilian
battery
plane
they
that
were
they've
meant to
forgotten about
supply
the
is
real
now
threat.
not only empty,
And while
but its
every
position
Russian eye
has
is
been
turned, the 4
confirmed
real
and is
attack
now
drones
vulnerable.
slip through the
The
chaos
hole in
emerging from the
Crimea's
radar
air
shadow of the
defense isn't
cliffs.
just a hole
They are now
anymore.
completely
It's a
undetected
gaping
with a clear
wound that
line of
Russia
sight to
just
the
proved
4-0
it cannot
sanatorium.
close without
Far
paying
out
a
at sea
blood-soaked
now,
price.
20 miles from the coast,
They didn't just lose
and hiding in
missiles.
the shadow
They
of a
lost the
grain
hope of
freighter.
safety.
The
So
Magura
a
V5 performs its final act.
operation
It
spearheaded
sends
by
out a single tight beam
$15,000
laser
drone
pulse, a
has
final
just
whisper of
erased an
data
$8
across the
million
water.
resupply
The
and
pulse hits the
checkmated
damaged
Russia's
drone
reinforcement
number 3
strategy. It
and
proves that in
instantly
modern
corrects its
warfare, the winner isn't always
3.6
the one
degree
with the
targeting
biggest,
error.
most expensive toys.
The ghost in
It's
the
the one who
machine
knows
has
how to
reached
use
out
the
with
fog.
one final
So what do
ghostly
you think?
touch. In the Odessa
With this
bunker, the
glaring
operator
vulnerability
watches four green boxes lock onto the thermal signature of the main
bridge,
hull.
a naval
He leans
base.
into his
Drop
microphone,
your theories in
his
the
voice calm
comments
and
below,
cold.
and don't
The
forget to
trap is
subscribe to
sprung.
see what
Now
burns
it's
in
time to
Crimea
deliver
next.
the punch.
Target, but it's
the
not a
clock hits
confirmed one.
1930
He needs
local
more
time.
data.
The bluff has
Sandman
worked
gives it to
perfectly.
him. His
But
console is the only thing that can activate the mines remotely preventing the Vikings from emitting any electronic signals
The Panzer system comes alive. Its 30mm cannons opening up, spitting a wall of steel into the air at 4,000 rounds per minute. The sky erupts in a storm of explosive shells, each one designed to shred an aircraft. It's a desperate final attempt to stop the
banks his drone hard,
the four OSA drones don't try to obey.
02:48
They don't
a.m.
scatter
on
or converge.
They can see the beams of the
Four
Raptor
avenging
searchlights
angels,
sweeping
they
across
dive
the
through the
dunes
curtain
like
of
the eyes
fire,
of a
lining up on their single point of attack, the main hall of the sanatorium.
and they are closing
The lead drone, the one with the repaired targeting,
and yet this
places
is the
its
exact
crosshairs
reaction
directly
Sandman
over
was
the
counting
heat
on.
signature of the
Ours
crowded
designed to
banquet hall.
track ships, not a
Perfect
12-foot inflatable
unshakable
boat
lock.
hiding in the ground.
In the Odessa bunker, the
It's a
operator's
straight
voice is
predictable
ice.
line.
Fox 3, release the
Designate
payload.
pattern
The
across
command
the
is
Raptor's
given.
inbound
This
path.
is the Stafetta, the Baton
Each
Pass.
6
The
magnetic
drones are not the
sensors
weapon.
primed
They're
to
just the
detect
delivery.
passing boats.
4 1.5-pound shaped charges detach from their hard points, their fins snapping open as they begin their terminal dive at over 200 miles per hour. Their job done, the 4 drone motherships bank hard, turning back towards the signature of the engines, back towards the safety of the Magura, now waiting patiently in the shipping lanes. Passing under the operator in the bunker doesn't wait to see the impact. He stands up, slapping the console. The lead Raptor is gone. The delivery complete. In the blast wave veers wildly. Now we get the hell out of here. Stunned inside the dacha, the party has turned into a nightmare. The only issue is an explosion of that cannons is now a deafening roar. A Spetsnaz commander screams into his radio. The Russian commander fire at will, fire at everything. His electronic high-ranking VIP drops his glass of caviar, shattering it on the marble floor. How is this possible? He yells. We jammed everything. For the Vityaz is a monster. The problem is it's a monster built for swamps, not soft. They are pure kinetic rage, guided by the unchangeable laws of not a scalpel. The moment of impact is a masterpiece of broad radio frequencies, the first warhead algorithm is slow to filter and identify specific localized acoustic triggers. It vaporizes. It can blind a pilot, but it's deaf to armored glass planted there are no longer waiting for his command. Force, the equivalent of being hit by a pickup truck at highway speeds. The lumbering Vityaz, following the most direct charge inside, detonates, but the explosion doesn't just expand for a sound. It focuses. It's cross-referencing 3 data copper lining turns into a superheated jet of molten metal burning at 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Its physics is a weapon. This jet punches through the marble floor of the banquet hall as if it were cardboard, a finger of man-made lightning striking the heart of the beast. Instantly, and then the dominoes begin to fall. The initial blast sends a wave of debris into the building's main kitchen. The system's only purpose is to kill anything. A secondary explosion now erupts a massive fireball nowhere to run the entire western wall of the sanatorium into the Black Sea. Another warhead finds the VIP garage, turning a $750,000 armored Mercedes into a 100-foot column of fire. The final warhead strikes the special event hall dead center. Sandman, the secret meeting table, and the war plans on it are turned to ash. The resulting electromagnetic pulse from the blast fries the local radar systems, leaving a massive section of the Crimean coast completely blind. As dawn breaks over the Black Sea, it reveals to its primary programming. The $50 million sanatorium is a smoking room. Missiles take the bait, veering wildly beautiful to chase the decoy drone. Russia's secret war plans disrupted. Ropes of red Black Sea fleet forced to pull back, widening the safe corridor for Ukraine's grain exports by 20%. They are pinned down as a slow zoom in on the Ukrainian operator. The havoc and terrifying apex predator of the skies is the satellite feed of the destruction. It's like a hawk trying to catch a mouse hiding in tall grass. The oldest lesson is always the truest. The biggest wolf can be brought down by the smallest arrow if the aim is true. On Sandman's command, Ghost Chain, born from the front lines of a brutal war, turned the sea itself into a weapon. This is the Russian Empire. Disable, not destroy. Sandcastle waiting slams for the into its tail rotor. So what do you think? Is this swarm pure genius or something even more? The escape window is closed. Like and subscribe for more stories from the front lines. Sandman Command is the ultimate weapon.